Hi, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for coming here. I have 10 minutes to go through a million slides. If any of you have seen any of my content previously, you know that 10 minutes is probably the shortest tutorial I've ever done. So before we get started, though, can I get a quick show of hands? Who here is new to blockchain development? New blockchain developer or new smart contract engineer? Newish. Okay, cool. A couple of hands. Who here is like saying, I'm intermediate, I kind of know what I'm doing, I know Solidity, I know Viper. Okay, a couple more hands. Who here is like, I am a pro, I know assembly on the back of my hand, like gas optimizations, I got it. Who here's all right, no experts. Okay, so a couple beginners. Who here is not a developer?
Oh, no.
All right, so half the crowd. Sorry, you're not going to understand a lot of things. I will do my best to make it make sense so that you all can become developers. So we're going to be talking, and then is there a timer somewhere so I can see? I have 8 minutes left. Okay, I wasted all this time. Okay, so we're going to be talking about ultimate NFT customization. So for those of you who do not know, my name is Patrick Collins. I'm a developer advocate on the Chainlink protocol. I currently have the #1 most watched YouTube video on learning Solidity. It has 2.6 million views right now. I just released this one about a month ago. It's 32 hours long, which is insane, I know. And what we're going to be talking about here is a little excerpt from that. And I spelled excerpt wrong. I'm a developer, not a English major. Okay, so let's talk about NFTs real quick. So why do we want to build NFTs? And because NFTs can do more than just be a JPEG. They can do a whole lot of really cool things. So in this talk, we're going to talk about real quick the basic layout of an NFT from an engineer's perspective. And then we're going to talk about creating some of these customized NFTs. We're going to create a truly scarce NFT and then also a dynamic NFT, which will use Chainlink price feeds, which I think is what Chainlink is actually most known for. So we're going to learn how to do all this cool stuff. So I know nobody can see this, but this is the basic layout of an NFT. You have some really just a couple of functions that make it an NFT. You have a simple smart contract. You can transfer it. You can mint NFTs in a collection. You have the name of it. And then you also have what it looks like. Oops. So this one contract, this is all the Solidity code that you need to create an entire collection. This one single, that is like maybe 30 lines of code. That is all you need, and boom, you now have an NFT collection, and it contains every single NFT in it. Anytime you call the mint function, you can create a single one of those single unique assets. So if you're looking at like something like Bored Apes, that is hypothetically all the code that you need, and every single mint just has specific unique identifiers to it. And that went the wrong way. I'm just not good at pressing this up button. Okay, here we go. And it keeps track of who owns which token based on their ID. So, for example, the whole contract is kind of this big circle around all those NFTs, and you have each individual NFT saying, hey, my token ID is 3, and who owns it. So with us knowing that now, we can take two really important functions and start to customize it and start to do different things with it. One of the most important pieces of an NFT is something called the token URI, and it's a single function, and it points to, if I could click, it points to this JSON object, which basically defines what the NFT looks like. For those of you who are not engineers, it's this very tiny block of code that says, I am an NFT, my name is this, I have this types of attributes, and most importantly, what the image looks like. And all we need to do to modify our NFTs and to customize them is to make that token URI unique and to do really cool stuff with that. We can do all that stuff in Solidity, in the blockchain, on the smart contract. So one of the things that we can do with our NFTs is we can make them truly scarce. We can customize them to make them truly scarce. I'm just not great at clicking this. So, and there's a huge issue in the traditional world that NFTs specifically can solve. Let's say you have a Blue Eyes White Dragon, for any Yu-Gi-Oh fans here. There's only half of you are devs, so we're the nerds, we'll understand this reference. So you have a Blue Eyes White Dragon, it's worth $3,000. Now, it's worth $3,000 maybe because it's scarce. There's a certain number of them. However, let's say the Yu-Gi-Oh company goes, oh man, we just keep printing Blue Eyes White Dragons, sell them for $3,000, we're going to make a ton of money. What happens then is that the value of these plummets because they're no longer rare, right? The company goes, oh, I'm just going to mint a ton of these. And that's not fair for the people who bought these originally. Oh, is this a better clicker? Is it? Oh. Maybe? Well, so you have an NFT, and that's now worth $5, right? Because they minted so many of these blue eyes white dragons, they're no longer scarce anymore. So this is something that blockchain solves, and this is something that, especially with NFTs, that we can solve. Right now, with these trading cards, with any art like in real life, we have to trust that these companies aren't just going to mint a ton of this art that we spent so much to buy and completely devalue our art. This is something that we can actually provably guarantee how rare our art is on chain. And so why? When engaging with unique assets outside the blockchain, you have to trust they're not going to just mint more or print more of the asset. So people may not buy your assets if they're afraid that you'll just print more of them and no one will buy our NFT. However, if we have a truly scarce way that says this is exactly how many of this NFT is possible to mint, boom, now we have true scarcity. We can know exactly how rare and not devalue our NFTs. So the solution here is transparent scarcity, and this is something that only blockchain and only smart contracts can do, which is really exciting. And I know nobody can read this because the code is so small, but at the end of this presentation, I'll have a QR code to my GitHub repo with all this code. You guys can scan it, you can see all the code and play with it. But basically what you can do is, this is a quick example of calling a random number, getting a random number in your NFT so you can create that true scarcity, that provable randomness. Whatever you call mint, there's a proven randomness amount chance that you have of getting that blue eyes white dragon, right? And it's not that the parent company can just go, oh, we can make a ton of money from printing a ton of these. There's not even the parent company has the power to mint those NFTs, which makes them provably rare, which is incredibly exciting. So you can customize your NFTs so that users can know exactly how scarce an asset is, which is very exciting. So what's another issue in the art world, in the physical asset world, that we can address in the smart contract world and customize our NFTs to fix? Another one of these is going to be updating assets or updating NFTs, or something called dynamic NFTs or dynamic art, or having some type of NFT or some type of asset that changes over time in a trustless manner. Now let's think of another scenario where you paid $3,000 for your blue eyes white dragon here, and all of a sudden Yu-Gi-Oh company went, you know what, 3,000 attack, 3,000 defense is overpowered, or 2,500 defense. We're going to modify blue eyes white dragon to have 4 attack, 4 defense, essentially making it a worthless card if you're interested in the competitive game. And again, that's something that in the regular meat space world, they have the power to do. They can say, hey, you know what? Screw you guys. We're nerfing blue eyes white dragon. But in the blockchain world, you can see, hey, if I buy this asset, I'm guaranteed to have X attack and X defense, making them a lot more valuable and provably valuable. And if I could click the next button, we would go to the next slide. Oh, I just clicked it 100 times. So the solution here is going to be transparent dynamic NFTs. Dynamic NFTs meaning NFTs that change over time. Got to be like Harry Potter wizard with this thing. So what about gas though? So you're saying, okay, if every time it updates, usually anytime something updates on chain, you have to spend gas. Well, this is where Chainlink data feeds come in very nicely, because the Chainlink oracles are already paying the gas to update some stat. So you can kind of basically piggyback off of that. For those of you who are newer here, you can do what's called reading from a view function, but I won't go too deep into that. Here's a minute, I have like 2 minutes left, so I'm going to speed through this a little bit. Here's a minimized version of you taking, again, that token URI, modifying it so that your NFT is guaranteed provably to always have X attack and X defense, and so that as a user, we can know, hey, Yu-Gi-Oh is never going to nerf our cards, or our cards are never going to change, or do something bad in the future, which is incredibly powerful. Got it, okay. Just got to do that every time. So this code in particular, the way that it works is it's a dynamic NFT, and it tracks the price of Ethereum, and if Ethereum's above $2,000, it's a smiley face, and it's below $2,000, it's a frowny face. So it can change over time in a trustless manner, which is really exciting. And it's probably a frowny face right now, but such is life. Okay, this is the... Oh, Oh, I was too powerful there. Okay, got it. I have 49 seconds left. So for those of you who came to this talk, all of my code is in the repo QR code right here. And again, I highly recommend, if you're looking to learn how to code NFTs, definitely check out this is going to sound daunting, my 32-hour-long course. We have literally like a 3-hour section that teaches you pretty much everything you'll ever need to know about NFTs, everything that we showed here and more. I also have some on my YouTube channel as well. Check me out, Patrick Collins, also the Chainlink YouTube as well. And I love getting feedback on these talks. Were these helpful? Did I go way too fast? So this is a little feedback QR code. Let me know what you guys thought. If you hated this, if you loved it, if you want to just see me cast more spells. I have 5 seconds left, so
he's got a whole
thank you all.
YouTube channel of that.
Yes, I should have put the YouTube channel up there. I made the mistake. So thank you all. Hopefully you all learned something.